Hi, welcome to Royally Speaking. I'm Demi J, and I'm here with,
Welcome, I'm NY Tasha.
and we have a weekly show to do today. So, as usual, I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Yeah, while she's spinning the wheel, I'm not there in the studio, but I'm here for you.
Okay. So, as you all may know by now, that there's a big trial going on. It's supposed to last up to a month, maybe.
Mm,
With Diddy, he's charged with racketeering, in the RICO.
mm, mm, mm.
So he's facing life in prison.
What's the least amount of time he can get?
I think it's like 20 years.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I know it's been
There's
what?
that's a heavy sentence he's facing
Yeah,
for the
because they
minimum.
got it for racketeering. But do you think
Yeah.
they got him for racketeering? I know it's been like racketeering. I know it's been like a week or so. What's been happening so far?
So far we've had a few witnesses get on the stand. Of course, we had Cassie. She's pregnant. She's been there a week. I'll play a story with a summary of her on the stand a little bit.
This new photo shows a very stoic 9-month pregnant Cassie Ventura on her way to court this morning. Just after 11 a.m., she was sworn in and within minutes broke into tears while reliving the alleged physical and psychological abuse at the hands of Diddy, saying he would, quote, knock me over, drag me, kick me, and stomp me in the head if I was down.
When she walked in there, Rachel, head held high and did not make any eye contact with Sean Combs. The moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she has to say.
Act bad.
Of the alleged freak-offs, Cassie says Diddy controlled every aspect of her life. He fed her cocaine and ecstasy, and she felt forced to participate in them with male escorts. Asked how she felt after the first one, quote, I was high, so there wasn't much feeling, a mixture of dirty and confusion, and they became a job. There was no time to do anything else. The longest was 4 days. This was the first time Cassie and Diddy have come face-to-face since attending Kim Porter's funeral in 2018.
She said that Sean Combs directed everything from what she had on to the lighting in the room to how she was supposed to interact with the person that she was having sex with. When the prosecution asked her, was there ever a time that you enjoyed the freak-offs? This is when Cassie got choked up and she said, I did, but only because I got to spend one-on-one time with Combs, and I really did love him.
Supporting Cassie's testimony, husband of 5 years, Alex Fine. According to an eyewitness, Alex gave Diddy an icy stare down as he walked inside. Also inside court, Diddy's mother and children who arrived hand in hand. And just like yesterday, Diddy flashed a heart gesture to his family.
I'm looking at his family a lot as these details are coming out, and they really don't have a reaction.
So what day was that?
This was after the second or third day.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the second or third day. All right, because I know they've had several witnesses since Cassie has been on the stand.
Right, yeah, that's what I said. I'll start with Cassie. So I just want a summary of what Cassie, a little bit of Cassie. I know it's not everything, but pretty much a summary of what she was claiming.
It's still
It's a lot, yeah.
yeah, that's a lot. But I know it's been a lot since then because there have been days and days and days. Like I said, we're like, what is it, like a week and a half, maybe? I know it's a week and some change.
Yes, week and a half. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's been like every day they've been putting people up on that stand.
It seems. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say who are the best witnesses or the most informative.
So far, Cassie has had the most time on the stand. You know, she was there the whole week. Everybody else, it seems like they were there maybe no more than a few hours on the stand.
True.
It's like I'm assuming that they're leaning mainly on her testimony overall because she has a lot to say. She's experienced the most. She's been around him for the longest time, it seems like.
All that stuff she said, though, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, first of all, we all seen the video, so we don't even need to go all of it. They didn't even need to play it for real. Everybody's seen it. But maybe the jurors haven't seen it, so maybe they did have to play it in court. I'm still upset that we can't see it in the court, but
I know.
So we got to deal with those sketches and all of that. Then we got to wait for court for everybody to make the updates. But the stuff that she said happened in the freak offs is crazy.
Yeah.
To the point where she was like, basically, to sum it all up, like what she was saying was like he would have freak offs where he would have her basically have perform sexual acts with men while he watched and enjoy it. And it was and the stuff they had her doing was crazy. And then she said sometimes it would last for days.
Yeah, she said up to 4 days. That's crazy.
4 days is crazy. Now,
I did not know that she was became addicted to the drugs too. That was something new that I learned when she got on.
How could you
drugs, right? Yeah,
like that. And I know it had to be painful. She's talking about what she stores and things like that. And I mean, how could that not be painful?
Right. Yes.
And they said she had sores to the point where, like, sores inside her body to the point where she would be getting UTIs, but when she took the medicine wouldn't work.
Right. Oh gosh.
And she there's one point where they have some text messages, and there's one point where she mentions in the text messages that she's in the studio trying to do vocals, but it's hard because of the sores in her mouth from the freak off.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you found the text messages, but somebody had dug up some text messages. I guess they were text messages they were playing in court. But
there were so many text messages. I don't know which ones you be talking about.
There was just like a conversation with him and her from like years back when, honestly, maybe like 2007, when they were like talking about freak offs. They were using it as, as evidence or whatever in the trial. But I don't know which day it was. Maybe yesterday.
I know there was one I seen where they were texting before. She said something like, "I'm always ready to freak off," or something like that in the text messages.
It was that set of text messages.
Okay.
But and what she's, they would just be having like everyday conversations like a couple have. Well, not any couple, but just like couples have. Like, I love you, I want to see you, I miss you. But then there was freak off stuff in between.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of freak off stuff. But in the text messages, there was one time where he just said, "What are you doing?" And she said she's in the studio, I guess practicing her vocals. But she said it was hard because of the sores in her mouth. Because she was still healing from them. Which sounds crazy. Like, I mean, that sounds like it makes your life hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I don't want to keep talking, but like another thing she said was like people would be urinating on her. And I don't know if you have any clips of it, but she was just like, well, it would just be clips of people talking about it.
Yeah, just would be other people talking about it still.
Yeah. So she's like, she's basically like, of course I didn't want to do all of that, it was too much. It made me choke. And they were like, what made you choke? And she was like, too much urine in my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised it didn't make her vomit, but she probably did vomit. But anyway, and then she's just saying, of course she didn't want to do it. But saying, of course you didn't want to do it on the stand contradicts with the way she was saying she did want to do it.
Right. Yeah. The text messages were very much, I did want to do it. I'm willing to do whatever you want because I love you, pretty much.
Yeah. So do whatever you want because she loved him, because she wanted to keep the lifestyle. Did she not want him to leave her? Was she trying to win him over? Was she scared? Like, there's so many different.
Well, in the text messages, it was giving that she was doing it for him because she really liked him for whatever reason she did. But that's what her demeanor was towards it.
I mean, I can't argue with for whatever reason she just liked him is one thing. She definitely, I'm sure, had a lifestyle with him that she never would have experienced without him.
Yeah.
That could be a reason why she wanted to please him or stay with him. But it does seem like even from the further along text message threads and how things were going, it does seem like at some point she got to the point where she just didn't want to do it anymore.
Right. Yeah. She stopped wanting to do it.
Yeah. And I guess that's where, all the changes come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's
not clear where that started, but yeah, I'm guessing at some point that happened.
Over time, like it was a gradual change.
Was there any point in the text messages where she ever said something like, "I don't want to do this"? Because I don't see anything like that over time.
I don't recall seeing or hearing anything in the text messages where she was like, I don't want to do it. But I did notice she started acting like not so warm to it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just seems like her attitude towards it wasn't so, oh, I'm ready to do whatever you want. It like it got to the point where it wasn't like that anymore. And it does seem like it was after the time where he went on vacation with Kim Porter and his kids.
Yeah.
It was Kim Porter who I don't know. I know he went on vacation with his family, and I believe it was Kim Porter.
Yeah, I'm thinking that sounds correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It seems like sometime after that, she started to be a little bit distant or dry towards him. Maybe she started feeling like maybe her chances of really being with him like she wanted to weren't. Maybe she had like a wake up call. It was like my expectations are not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably started to feel that. And I guess it would. If your expectations aren't as realistic, you start feeling like it's not going where you want to go. Then I can see you not. I mean, who wouldn't just not want to be doing all this extra stuff? It's like, I'm doing all this extra stuff to keep you. And the stuff I'm doing is ridiculous. It's crazy. And it's to keep you from, I guess, being with somebody else or to keep you from leaving me or dumping me. But at the same time, I'm not getting what I want from you. I'm not getting that validation that I'm who you want. So why am I still doing this? And it was the text message was given that energy.
Right. Yeah, very much. And I think there was also another girl that was involved that probably was making her back off from Noah too. I think like her name was Gina or something. She started to come into the picture as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's going to be a witness too, but we'll see at some point because I know she had a lot to say about Diddy at one point as well.
Yeah. So I have so many mixed feelings about this. I'm trying not to get too emotionally caught up in it because it's a lot, It's so much. Of course,
Yeah.
I do not have the privilege of saying I've ever been able to be with somebody with that amount of power and money. So I don't know what it would do to you, I guess emotionally, mentally, or just what type of decisions it would make you make. I do know being 18 does make you make stupid decisions and make you think of things that are stupid. 18, 19.
I believe that 18, 19, but this was 9 years as well, though.
Yeah, over time. I think I was mentioning this to you before, but if you're exposed to something really young and then you don't experience anything else, that becomes to be all you know. However, we know that she did experience something else. As far as we know, she was with Ryan Leslie, I think.
And he was also much older than her as well.
Who was also much older.
He was before Diddy.
Apparently, Ryan Leslie was not able to give her whatever Diddy was, or maybe the energy wasn't there or whatever.
Or maybe she saw him as the next level.
Yeah, leveling up.
Brian Leslie.
But now, as you can see, life experience, wisdom, a lot of therapy, changes, mindset, experience. I mean, our experience. But then all of a sudden she's like, leveling up is not exactly what I need in my life. I need somebody who cares about me. And so now she's back. What's her husband's name now? They just
Spine. Something Spine. His last name is something Spine. I just know that.
Yeah.
Alex Spine.
Yeah. And it's just like, and I wouldn't even say it's not leveling up because you can level up in a way that's not financial. If you just leveling up to a better relationship, that's still leveling up. And she's probably seeing, leveling up differently than before. Like before was just like, private jets and trips to other countries and all of this lavish life or whatever, and driving fancy cars and chauffeurs and all of that other stuff. But that also came with free calls. And now she has, what is it, Alex Fine? And have to work.
He also used to work for them as their trainer.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes, but it seems like he maybe at some point started to feel sorry for her, developed some type of affection for her, especially if he was around her a lot.
Yeah.
Just a lot of that. I would just see like she probably seen that as more of a level up even if it's just emotionally, just like it's just better for her life or her stability. But I don't remember seeing this in a clip, but he did say, well, one of them, they said that at some point she wanted to end her life, and he had to stop her husband, her now husband, and there's so much to it. There's so many layers to it that I'm still talking about Cassie because all the things that came out in the last just few days.
Yeah,
that it's so much to like cover. Like we'll never be able to cover everything. And I know we were supposed to just hit like the key points, but I was just going to the things that were on my mind. I know there's some other witnesses, but I just want to skip to the last one and mention that he actually has written a book. It's the
who was the last one?
This is some guy they called the Punisher. He was a stripper.
Yo, okay, so this is what I was trying to tell you earlier. The Punisher used to be on I Love New York.
Really? I said that.
Yes.
It sounded familiar to me.
Yeah.
And I remember
that scar on his body when I saw him.
And I remember a stripper in New York called the Punisher. And I was like, this person seems familiar to me. I just couldn't think of where. And I'm like, maybe I just went to the strip club where he was performing. Like that was what I had in my hand. I was like, I probably just seen him in a strip club before, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you have other testimony from other witnesses?
The second most important one that I heard so far was from Dawn they say Dawn. I thought it was Dawn Richards this whole time. It's Dawn Richard, apparently.
Richard, yes.
She was a member of his group he used to have called. She was a member of Danity Kane, and then she also became a member of the next group once they broke up. I forgot the name of the group though.
Was it called Love? No, not Love something.
It was called Dirty Money or something like that.
Dirty Money. I know. Yeah, I remember Danity Kane. And was it Diddy Dirty Money?
Yeah, Diddy Dirty Money. So Dawn Richard, and she had a lot to say as well.
Yeah.
I thought I took notes, but apparently I have a video, so I'm gonna play the video.
Okay. Works.
Dawn Richards says she wasn't alone in witnessing Sean Diddy Combs' abuse. During her second day of testimony in the music mogul's federal trial, the 41-year-old described an alleged 2010 incident of Combs punching then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at a West Hollywood, California restaurant and said Usher was also a witness to the event. During her testimony May 19th per NBC News, which had a reporter in the courtroom, she said, quote, Mr. Combs punched Cassie in the stomach. They were having a private conversation and then he punched her in the stomach. She immediately leaned over and left. In addition to Usher, Richard, who was a member of the girl group Danity Kane, which was formed on Combs' show Making the Band in 2004, alleged that other musicians, including singer Neo, record exec Jimmy Iovine, and rapper Big Daddy Kane were present as well. When Richard and Ventura got into a car to leave after the alleged restaurant incident, Richard said another physical altercation took place between Combs, who has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his then-girlfriend. She continues in her testimony, quote, we got in the car to head back to her house. Combs grabbed her, slapped her, popped her in the mouth, and told her to shut the f*** up. Everyone was quiet the rest of the ride.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
That was a lot.
So
that was more towards the abuse.
Yeah, that was towards the abuse, and apparently she's the one that verified like some racketeering type of stuff that he was having power over all the people around him. That's pretty much the further things she was giving on the stand, other than confirming the abuse to Cassie that she's saying that she witnessed. So I feel like she's given the second best information so far about what she feels like was happening. She said that he hit her with a pot, something like that, and she witnessed it. Yeah, and then he told them that they better not say anything, pretty much, or something's going to happen to them. So that's the racketeering thing.
I kept saying, like, with all of the testimonies, I was just like, a lot of the stuff is showing that he was abusive, a terrible person, a freak, but I still couldn't find the RICO. I couldn't find racketeering charges. Like, I was just like, I mean, but like sex trafficking, that was hard. But I'm like, I could see now little key points here and there that lead towards it. Yeah. I'm still like, I'm not there, but I'm like, if I was a juror, I would be like all over the place. Like, I would be like, what is happening right now? I would be like so confused.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. They did say this is one of the hardest cases because this is the type of case it is. It relies heavily on witness testimony, so it
Yeah.
depends on who you believe that on the stand. So
Mm.
pretty much the defense is going to have to discredit every witness that seems somewhat believable. I'm not sure if they're doing that so far though, but
I
maybe
don't
they
think
will.
they're discrediting the witnesses. I think what they're doing and what they're going to stand on is that, yeah, he was a terrible guy and yeah, he was abusive, but that didn't mean it was racketeering. I think that's
Um,
going to go with.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work with the claims that are mixed into those claims though. Like the stuff I just mentioned, like he's saying that he's threatening people in between that goes into racketeering. So if you
Yeah.
get enough people to say that combined, that all adds up to one thing. And so if if it's written out for the jury a certain way, then yeah, it's going to have to look like that to them if they don't discredit those things happening in some type of way or discredit the witnesses in some type of way.
But don't they? Isn't the racketeering built on sex trafficking or drug trafficking or something like that?
Apparently, in this case, it's every different situation. So the
Oh.
sex trafficking would be the prostitutes and what they have to say and how Diddy treated them. What
Mm-hmm.
what Dawn Richards is testifying to is how pretty much how he treated his employees, which that went to racketeering too, and how he treated Cassie and how he would threaten everybody around her using his power pretty much. So that
Mm.
all goes into racketeering as well. So it's
Okay.
just like Diddy as the enterprise is like what we up against.
So they all right. So any other key witnesses?
Her mom spoke. She just pretty much said that she saw bruises on Cassie. She's glad she took the photos, so now they could be used.
Okay, at least they got that.
Yeah, and then her friend Carrie Morgan, she's another one that witnessed her being abused by Diddy.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Neo and Usher thing, apparently they saw her too getting
Yeah.
abused. That's what Dawn was saying. She said the celebrities that were there were Diddy, Usher, and somebody else. That's what they
Speaking of
said.
that, the next witness or soon, either the next witness or coming witness is Kid Cudi.
Oh yeah,
I
and
wonder.
he's gonna have to. I'm assuming he's gonna testify about his car getting blown up after being threatened about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. I'm sure. We're gonna be there for that. I mean, we're not gonna be there for that because you can't really be there, but you gotta wait for whoever was there to like talk about it. So that'll be fun to watch. Even though the whole case itself is crazy and everything that I hear that has been happening, it doesn't sound fun for none of the people who was happened to. I don't care. I'm sorry. Y'all, they about to disagree with me all over the place. I don't care how many times she wrote in those text messages. I love to freak off. I can't wait to freak off. And all that. It wasn't that she couldn't wait to freak off. She couldn't wait to do whatever it was going to do to make Diddy happy. It wasn't like, oh, she loved laying there getting peed on, or she loved laying there having a whole bunch of men and all different things for days at a time.
What?
She loved doing whatever it took to make Diddy happy and seeing him happy and keep coming back to her.
Well, like you said, that's not what the crime is, but it's
Right.
also that she what was I going to say? That part really might not matter as much as they would make it seem, but it's more so of to Diddy's character overall, though.
Yeah,
and how it makes them look.
The defense is trying to say she wanted it.
And well, you're right. In that case, it might not matter as much because it's still what he wanted and the power that he had over everybody around him. It's like kind of what he's up against at this point.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So she could have really wanted it. She got her lawsuit. She got her immunity. Even if she was a willing participant, she protected herself in the situation already.
But with the willing participant, I mean, well, to be honest, she has no real incentive to do anything, like to gain anything from that because she already won her lawsuit.
Right, I was saying she already gained everything she could, and she's already protected herself against criminal charges against herself.
Right now, she's just there. I guess
because in this situation, legally, she did commit crimes too, as well. If he committed crimes, because she's the one that got the male prostitutes and everything. So she
was motivating her to testify.
She had to. She didn't want to. She's the civil lawsuit. When they bought the criminal lawsuit, she was forced to testify against him.
Oh, okay. Even though she already won her civil lawsuit.
Yeah, she didn't bring the criminal lawsuit. She only had the civil lawsuit. But I guess there was another criminal lawsuit already formed against him, so she got forced to testify in the criminal lawsuit. That wasn't her decision.
So being forced to testify without no gain gives her no reason to lie.
She has no reason to lie at all. No.
Yeah, so proving her discredit might be hard. Like discrediting her might be hard.
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't discredit Cassie, because they can't. But all they could do with Cassie is just make her look like she was just there with Diddy, and that was what it was. And yeah,
because it's not like she's gonna get in trouble for it,
right?
And what he's being. So what we're saying is, so what you're saying is he's not being accused of anything against her at this point, or is he being accused of doing it with her as a partner? Or to her as a victim?
Well, he can't be accused of doing to her as a partner at this point because of how everything turned out. So what he has to do is,
so then
he just has. I don't know what the defense plan is really actually, but they gotta start making him look better.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really make him look, other than the little bit of oh, you my baby and I love you that he put in the text messages. What is there to make him look? I mean, he takes care of his kids. He went on vacations with them.
What does that make him look what?
What's making him look better?
Better? Well, they just gotta discredit everything that makes him look real bad, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
They should be doing that.
Yeah.
And so this last defense lawyer, apparently somebody from Brian Steele's team. The lawyers didn't go too hard on Cassie, but they went real hard on trying to discredit everything Dawn was saying. They said she was changing her story, everything.
Dawn said, yeah, and she said she didn't remember everything.
Right, yeah. They said she kept changing the pot story and how that went down.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you better remember that, right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's probably something that happened with, if you want to think about it, it's probably something that happened with the pot, but it was so long ago, she has like maybe not a clear memory of like what happened.
Yeah, it does seem like she clearly remembers that he abused her at some point, though. That seems to be consistent.
And you got to think about it. If you ask me, I don't know what year it was with the pot, but let's just say it was like 2007, 2008. And you asked me about what happened in 2007, 2008. Right. I'm going to have, if it was really, really big, I'm going to remember it, but I'm probably not going to remember scene for scene. You know what I mean? It's not like a movie.
Another thing that's going against that witness is Kalina, the other group member. She's going to get up on the stand. She's for Diddy's defense. She's going to get up there and say all that stuff didn't happen because she's already been saying that. So she's going to also discredit her as a witness. So I don't know if she's just paid by Diddy or she really believed Diddy, but she's really taking Diddy's side on everything.
So she's going to say the thing with the pot didn't happen?
Most likely, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, even though the witness, the last witness I told you about, the Punisher, his name's like Chase. I forgot what Shayla. I forgot his name that fast. Anyway, he wrote a book, and the book is called Freezer Meat.
Freezer Meat.
Heard that?
I haven't heard that.
And he said it was because like what's harder than that? Like it's the hardest thing you find. And I guess that has something to do with him having struggles with erectile dysfunction with ED. Oh. So but the book has some little pieces that allude to the things that happen with Cassie and Diddy, but he didn't use their real names. He used like aliases for them, but I guess it came out in the testimony that he was talking about them.
Okay.
Sorry. That he was talking about them. Had to get it out right.
Okay.
Yeah, good promotion for his book though. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, apparently there's a few books being written. I think Cassie can't write a book now because that was in her lawsuit deal.
Yeah. She ain't gonna need to write a book.
Yeah, this child is a book by itself.
Right, the child's a whole. Somebody's just gonna need to write a movie. Well, does that mean they can't pay her if they make a movie about it?
Pay her? Probably they can't get her written. I don't know how that works actually.
No, I mean they don't need to worry about getting her story because the story's all over.
About to say, I guess they can't get new information from her if they try to.
But I wonder if like they're like, if you just come and show you, like, is she allowed to like come on? Say it's a documentary. Is she allowed to sit in the chair and talk at the documentary? Like, is that a part of the deal that she can't even do anything like that?
I'm pretty sure he would have put that type of stuff in the deal. I would assume.
Unless he never thought about that.
I would,
he wouldn't
as
have
much
thought
as I heard about Diddy and how much he didn't want stuff to get out, I would assume he would at least do that.
Like, but why would he even assume there would be a documentary, not thinking everything was going to get out? He wouldn't
because the lawsuit came about where she said a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I don't think he thought she was going to end up. Remember, they settled out of court. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the settlement agreement, he would be smart. He should be smart to put all that stuff in the settlement agreement so that doesn't happen, or else there's no point of the settlement, is what I'm saying.
But there would be no reason for it if he didn't think anybody was going to know. People have to know.
You got to make sure she doesn't say anything in the settlement, because then there's no reason to think somebody else isn't going to know.
Yeah, so you just like, so why he could have just been like, you can't talk. But now, legally, she was able to talk. Like,
yeah, but that's because it was through a court subpoena.
Yeah. So
he can't do anything about a court subpoena in a lawsuit. I was when he put all the other stuff in the lawsuit.
So now, again, with the fact that the story's out, he can't punish her for talking because it's out now.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, he can't punish her for nothing now, for real. But
yeah,
I'm assuming that was supposed to be the agreement.
Right. That was supposed to be the agreement. But again,
yeah,
without her talking, there would be no reason to think there would ever be a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess people still had documentaries regardless because other people talk.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think he really thought after he settled that was what was supposed to make her not talk.
Yeah, he thought that was gonna be end of it, but then all of a sudden FBI.
Mm-hmm.
So that's different. I've seen a bunch of like random people doing interviews saying that they knew they had little information and bits and pieces here and there. But anyway, I know this is going long. We probably should end it. We're gonna end this one here, and then we'll do another video with our other topics.
All right, I'm Demi J.
I'm NY Tashin. Thank you for watching Royally Speaking.